Hello, I've done another thing. I've made another thing. I've recorded me doing said thing, and now I'm posting it on the internet. Wow, look at him go. Look at him changing it up, doing something different. I was thinking about pixel art fan art to do just because I felt like it. I was thinking of things that I like and games that I like that would be cool to do in a pixel art style. And one of my favorite games of all time is Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. I did some fan art of the fairy fountain, the kind of like lotus many-armed fairies before, so you can check out that video. But I thought I wanted to sort of just do a very standard Wind Waker aesthetic image. So, you know, lots of blues and greens, like bright blue, white, green is what I think of. This is another example where I was like, I should do some fan art, and I was thinking and thinking. I started doing a drawing of Windfall Island, which is sort of like the main sort of town, big town. Similar to my Midnight Gospel pixel art video, I sort of came to the conclusion, I found myself that I was just copying a drawing. And sometimes that's useful, sometimes that's fun. Sometimes I think to myself, why am I doing this? Like, why am I doing... What am I getting out of this? Is it gonna look good? Is it gonna what's the point if I'm just recreating something one to one? And obviously there's plenty of good reasons, like just for practice, just for fun, just because you want to test yourself and see if you can do it or whatever. But other times it just feels like I'm not necessarily adding anything to this image, so I should try and change it up. And that's what I did. So I've sort of like left in a bit of the video of me drawing, and then I end up just doing like a weird shot. I don't know whether I'm actually even totally pleased with it. I feel like there's something missing. It's almost like an in-between frame is what I've drawn. I've drawn a shot of Windfall Island from an angle that you're never gonna see, and it's a bit odd. But at the same time, I like what I've chosen to draw, if that makes sense. Like, I like what I've drawn. I just don't know whether I've drawn it in the best, most like interesting way. I've got a lot of nostalgia for Wind Waker. I'm really like hoping that they do a re-release. It's just stuck on GameCube now. If you don't have a Wii U, I did have a Wii U and I did play the HD remake, but I don't have a Wii U anymore. Traded it in, didn't I? And so I'm really looking forward to them re-releasing it, to be honest. I really hope they do. At the moment, I'm playing Super Mario Sunshine on the Switch, and that's really fun. In other gaming news, I've started playing Ghost of Tsushima, and it's incredible. One thing that's amazing is just the landscapes and the environment and the nature is just so beautiful, and it's got such a good camera. At any moment, you can just press right on the D-pad, and it takes you immediately into like camera mode, and you can set up all these effects and filters and different weather and times of day, and you can take such like awesome photography whenever you want. It's really cool. It's just like such a cool little add-on to that game. But that game's really good. I'm having a lot of fun. I kind of took some time off, been feeling a little bit burnt out for sure. Recurring theme is that I've been feeling a little bit burnt out recently. But, you know, these are all drawings that are like in my backlog, so I'm taking a pause. But luckily, I've already done a bunch of drawings for you, so you're welcome. Yeah, I've been feeling a bit sort of like not doing much. Shout out to anyone working retail in the UK, because, you know, this lockdown's coming to an end and I'm sure you're going to be going back to work. In fact, I have just had my first shift back at work. It went all right. It was okay. You know, it is what it was. And yeah, I just want to say more power to you if you're out there and you've got that part-time job and you want to be creative and you're trying your best. But you've got to get some money in somehow just to fund your creative projects, or just to pay rent, just to pay the bills while you're working on your artistic career. Then I'm in full support of you, and I want you to know that you're seen, because I'm right here and I'm doing the same thing. You're in your late 20s, you're still working in a shop, and you're doing art. You're doing freelance art and it's a slow process and you're just getting off the ground, and then the world goes into a global pandemic and the whole place gets shut down. You find yourself, luckily, not many people that are close to you are being affected. But at the same time, it feels like life has suddenly gone on a weird, a weird like slide into sludge, and it's like kind of slowing down, and everything just is taking so much effort and energy just to keep going. But you're powering through. I just want to know if you're in that boat, because that's my boat too, and we're rowing together and we're gonna make it. So I appreciate you being here and supporting my stuff. I just want you to know that I am supporting you and your stuff, because got so many good creatives that follow me. I'm so blessed by people that follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and it's always really nice. It's always really cool just to see loads of people making and creating things and supporting each other. I feel like I'm just inherently not very good at social media. I mean, sometimes I have fun. Fundamentally, I really enjoy social media when it's at its most like psychedelic. Like, I love the idea one day, if I ever got like big on social media and I had a big following, that it would just be like weird coded messages. I would treat it. I'd have so much fun, and I do sometimes. Not enough recently. Like recently, it's more just politics heavy, art retweeting, and nice messages of just hope that I'm just trying to put out there. But in a different world, at a different time, I'm definitely one of those people that just enjoys weird posts that are like hard to explain or understand just for the sake of it. I don't really know. I can't think of a good example, but I guess like just David Lynch and his weird posts are cool. I love like the internet for its like peculiarness, and things that have worth in and of themselves and are just a bit of fun. I just so happen to do a bit of cheeky shade there to NFTs, eh? That's some funny news, isn't it? It turns out that the whole NFT thing is like crumbling down because clearly it got hyped up, and there's just, because it is such a scheme, it's not sustainable. Anyway, what was I going on about? Even though I'm not that great at social media, and even though I could, I could be doing and saying all sorts, I just appreciate any and everyone and anyone who sees my stuff and likes it. As I said in the last video, there's 5,000 people now, and that's really cool. I was going to quickly mention that I had a comment recently on a past video, that I think the person deleted it, and I always find it quite funny or like interesting and cool, but a bit like sad when people delete their comments. And I totally understand it. You can delete any comment you want, whatever. But it's funny because it will pop up in my notifications, and then I can read it, and then if I click on it and want to reply, it just disappears because I'm like, oh, they clearly deleted it, but I can still see it. I still can read it. And someone posted, if it's you, let me know, but someone posted a comment on one of my past videos saying that they don't even do art. They're not even necessarily a creative person, but they like my videos because I'm giving off a Bob Ross vibe. And I was like, yes, that's it. That's what I'm aiming for. That I like to hear. That's the goal. I mean, I have a mismatched relationship with the idea and concept of me doing tutorials. Yes. I don't often, but I do and can sometimes work in traditional medium. But just the concept, just the idea of just being a soothing voice while some art is going on, visuals, time lapse, the creation of stuff while I say and do these things, that's good enough, innit? there are worse things on this site. That's what I always think. If I can just get egotistical for a moment, there are worse things than what you're watching now. So that's what I'm telling you. If you're like nervous to post stuff, just go for it. Leave your mark, make your message, say the thing, do the thing. Am I right? But then again, you can't reply to me this quickly. Imagine if I could actually do a live stream. I would love that. But my internet in this building that I'm currently in is god awful. Maybe one day. But yeah, so we have to have this stilted conversation. I rant, I spew out. I sometimes do get a little bit like, it is a shame because I just spew out all these thoughts. I chuck them at you, and then you write a little comment back, and I'm like, you're great. You engaged. You wrote your comment, and now what do I say? I've just ranted at you, and then you bless me with your nice comments, and then I feel all like awkward, like, yeah, I did say that, didn't I? Yeah, I was just chatting shit, really. I don't know what the hell I was going on about. What else can I talk about? Games, video games, Legend of Zelda. I mean, is there anything that I want to say about Wind Waker? Wind Waker's great. I feel like there's a lot of nostalgia in me saying that it's my favorite, but at the same time, it is an incredible game. Well executed. Fun, with great art design. The colors, it gives off kind of vibes of, I've forgotten the director's name, but the director, Madhouse is the company, but people do The Girl Who Leapt Through Time and Summer Wars, and The Boy and the Beast. They sometimes have that aesthetic where everything is super bright colors, very punchy, obviously very Nintendo, but then there's, in Wind Waker, they had this whole aesthetic with like almost neon bright colors. So things like the crystal orbs that drop items, or the giant bird, the inside of its mouth is like glowing yellow, and certain items and things and enemies have this like luminescent kind of vibe, and that would be a really cool thing to draw. Maybe I should have done that, but instead you're getting this weird like landscape shot of just Link sleeping under a tree. The postman Rito guy is there, like giving him a letter. I don't mind it. In the very end, I add the little pirate ship, the Tetra's pirate ship. But yeah, just this vibe of this entranceway. It gives me really, it seriously like hits the nostalgia spot. Just literally the location that I'm drawing in this video. Just that little entranceway and the little arch that you go through to Windfall Island. I really want to play like some old games and maybe video them, but I don't think doing video game gameplay videos is that great. Like, I'm not crazy into doing them, so I don't really mind. You know, I just have to always remind myself that these videos are me making something, so it has worth. Even if it's not a monetary worth yet, it's still, I'm still like proud of them. I still enjoy doing them, and so that's why they exist. Even when I'm not super jazzed by them, even if I'm not like 100% behind my the image that I've made, you know, it's still fun, and we're always growing, we're always learning. That's what I'm saying. That's what you should take away. Always growing, always learning, always getting better. I'm actually doing a painting. I'm doing an acrylic painting on a canvas about yay big, not very big. I would say like it's like A3, A2 size. I just felt like I wanted to do it. I just wanted to challenge myself and just to paint a plant. It's like a close-up of a cheese plant, or a Monstera plant, I think they're called. I think it's turning out well. So even though I've been feeling kind of burnt out, I'm actually having fun just doing a little acrylic painting. I think acrylic painting, because of how physical it is, there's an aspect, and I feel like maybe I should just channel this into some of my digital stuff as well. But there's an aspect of just painting and scribbling and getting layers down that I really enjoy, and I think it's a technique that I need to try more of. I feel like there are a lot of people out there that are scared to put paint on the canvas, or scared to put pen to paper without having a finalized image in their head. And although I think that's important, and like doing thumbnail sketches is one really good method of like idea generating, I think another good way to like get over creative block even is just to shove some stuff down, shove some shapes and scribbles and paint down, and layer it up and just see where it goes. And you might not even make anything, you might make some rubbish by the end of it, but the act of starting to draw, even if it has no direction in itself, like gives you ideas. Anyway, I don't know what journey we've been on together in this little ramble. I'm feeling a little bit better. I was feeling really down about going back to work. I was feeling really down about having a bit of creative block and just generally being burnt out and not wanting to make things. But now I've talked it out. I've done a bit of painting. So even though this is a weird shot, this is a weird image, I wasn't even sure what I was doing, but it turned out okay. And that's all like you can really ask for, innit? You don't even ask me for anything. You're just great. You're just sitting there, you click on my videos, you watch a little crazy art man make a thing. Dream. You're a dream audience. I want you to keep what you're doing. I want you to keep on going. I want you to keep on creating. We're gonna get through this together. That's all. That's just the eternal truth, the eternal statement that I'm gonna keep on saying. We're gonna get through this together. And I'll see you again for another video. Stick around. Stay tuned. I'm talking to all 5,000 of you, even though like only like 10% of that even watch. Just stick around. Good videos, better drawings than this are on their way. Class A Studio Ghibli drawing. So you don't want to be going anywhere. Look at all my videos, look at all my drawings. How does he do it? How does he do it? It's what I ask myself every day. How do you do it? How do you keep going?